Welcome back, everybody. It's week five of the giveaway. Today we're going to be looking how spark plugs wear out over time and how those changes, what they look like, and from new versus old. So what we're going to do here is, as you can see, this is the plug from my truck, my 2019 F-150 with 53,000 miles on it. You can start to see how blackened it's already starting to get, how it's starting to wear. Now this is a new one just from a generator. I had extra. You can see the difference in the white tips, the insulators, basically that ceramic insulator, how this one's darkened and this one's whiter. So we probably won't show this under the scope, but we'll definitely show this one under, kind of see the carbon deposits that we're getting. This is the new plug itself is, it's going to have a white insulator. It's going to have, and it's not only the ground strap and then the center of the electrode, as you can see, it's really good shape where this one here is starting to wear. It's got a bigger gap than what it's supposed to have. So we're seeing a lot of issues with this one here, but we're going to go under the scope to show you. Here's what this plug looks like. When we put it under the scope, you'll see the dark insulator and stuff like that, but just watch. You see all the carbon deposits right there? Those are all just carbon deposits and buildup right there. You can see that. So those are basically carbon deposits, and you start to see everything starting to erode, how the tip's starting to erode. Now here's the top piece, and you see the little carbon deposits up there at the very top. Up in here starting to form. You've got a bigger gap than what you're supposed to have, which is making the coil work harder to create that spark between there. So remember, this is each spark can reach over 40,000 volts in these ones. So that energy has to jump a small gap, but when you have a wider gap over thousands of times, plus it's what causes it to gap is of course, 40,000 volts. And then it's consistently jumping spark or jumping across through there. So basically what this means is when you start seeing a rougher idle, you start to see other issues going on. You're not getting a good smooth idle. And then you see this big of a gap in here. You start to see everything start to carbon up. It's time to change them. These are supposed to be good for 100,000 miles. This only has 53,000 miles of it. So this is exactly the kind of stuff that you don't want to see at 53,000, because we're starting to actually see, that's probably a little bit of oil buildup right there, or a little bit of pre-ignition, or maybe the timing's been off just a little bit, or that just because maybe one of those cam phasers are starting to go out. Those are notorious for those cam phasers that I haven't got to. So that's probably retarding or advancing the timing, and that's what's causing some of this. So anyway, that's to give you a little example of what this looks like under the scope. We're trying to get this thing to clear up. I have to hold it in here. So you see it going crazy, that's what it is. It's just trying to focus in on it. Get a little bit better focus here if we can. It's hard to do. So as you can see, as we zoom up, you get some really good shots right there. I'd like to take a picture of that and get it to stay there. It's hard to get it to stay there. See what we can do from this side. See what we can get going on here. We'll get a good picture of this if we can. That was a good shot right there. That's all on this spark plug. Snap a shot of that. You can see that this is carbon deposits that we don't want to see on there. We'll go down the list, go down here a little bit further, down into here. So this is the kind of stuff you don't want to see. It's not really horrible, but it's already starting to wear everything out. And it's got a little bit of a rougher idle now than what it used to have. So this is what was leaning me toward that these plugs are just starting to gap too much. This gap right here, as you can see. So this is definitely some issues that we got to most likely change these plugs. And this is the back of it a little bit here. So hey guys, don't forget to like and comment the word spark. That is this week's, and the final week's message is spark. You comment all 5 of those, and we'll definitely see if you're a winner. We'll put your name in a wheel, and if you're entered in all 5 weeks, and then we'll spin that wheel and see who wins. And I'll send that 2500 amp jump starter and air compressor out there to you guys. All right, have a good day.